Well, good morning. Jim Sunderwirth here from the swing. We're so glad that we have this opportunity to get with you and you get with us. Diane and I are here working together and enjoy. It's not work to us. It's just a joy to be able to share with you what we're learning from the book of Numbers. Now we're talking about the children of Israel from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, and all through Exodus. And now we went through Leviticus, and now we're into Numbers, which actually is the ways of the Levites and how they were to be effective as they minister and teach the people how to be ministered to from God and minister to God and minister one to another. They're supposed to have the laws, and it's just kind of interesting how the law lays out that we should abide with God and abide with each other. And we're talking about the Nazirite vow, which was very, very important. Now, there's the reason for the purpose of the Nazirite vow is to separate yourself as unto the Lord and consecrate and dedicate yourself to the Lord's purpose, and just seeking Him to get to know Him and to understand how much that He wants to work in your life. And so we commit ourselves total commitment unto the Lord. I remember so well that there was an illustration of a pig and a chicken watching a poor people's march to Washington. And the pig said to the chicken, "Oh, these people are so hungry and they're so poor. We ought to do something about it." Well, and the chicken said, "Yeah, I think we should do something. Hey, I know what we'll do. I'll furnish the eggs and you can furnish the bacon." Well, the pig looked at him and said, "Yeah, well, that sounds good for you. For you it's a donation. For me, it's total commitment." Well, that's the Nazirite vow. It's total commitment for a set period of time because you choose to do it. God doesn't demand it. He has never demanded the Nazirite vow, but he does. Well, in one place in Zacharias, he said that John the Baptist was going to be a Nazirite. He was going to have that Nazirite vow on him. He wasn't going to cut his hair. He wasn't going to have any drink of any wine. And I think John the Baptist was required of God. But basically, it's mostly the fact that they choose to make this commitment. So, and the reason it's so important, we have to understand the practices of this. The practices is that they do not drink wine. Now, why would He not want you to drink wine? Well, the thing is, He doesn't want anybody to be intoxicated. Now, wine, He doesn't want you to take wine so that you're out of control or can't understand what God wants you. If He starts talking to you, you got to be able to understand it. And He doesn't want you even near any kind of wine that would bring any intoxication. Now, sometimes there's many things that could intoxicate you. The desire for power, the desire for lust of the flesh, that can intoxicate you and just make you where you don't hear anything from God. There's many things that ambition and money, all these things could intoxicate you. But He's using this as an illustration. Do not touch wine, because we want you to be fully aware of when God speaks and direction. And then He said the practices is that you should not go near a dead body. Now, why? Well, because He wants to protect us. He wants to protect us from any kind of disease. How long was it that men, for a long time, they didn't realize that doctors would go from doing autopsies into having, helping with a childbirth, and they didn't wash their hands because they didn't understand the principle of cleanliness and not touching the dead body and what it can do. And so it was a long time before the doctors, and the one doctor, I can't call his name up right now, but he said, "Listen, we need to wash our hands." They laughed at him. But then they started washing their hands after touching a dead body and cleansing themselves, and babies weren't dying anymore because they were cleansing themselves before they went to deliver babies. Okay? So God was saying, listen, don't touch dead bodies, because I want you free, always free from disease. I've got plans for your life. I don't want you sick. Okay? So then the other thing is, do not cut your hair. Now, every morning when you get up, the first thing you look at sometimes is your hair. And sometimes, I remember one morning I looked at my hair and said, "Oh my goodness, look at that hair. I look like, oh, this looks terrible." And then something happened, and the dog barked, and something happened, and I forgot to comb it. And I went outside taking the dog for his walk, and lo and behold, I got back in. I was so scary. Why? Well, you usually look at your hair to comb your hair, get the bed head down, and you think about your hair, you think about authority. The heads of things. God is the head. Jesus is the head of the church. The husband's supposed to be the head of the family. And all, you talk, You talk about the head leader of the orchestra, or the head of this, the head of that. It talks about authority. So you look at your hair and you say, I made a vow, I will not drink wine. I made a vow I won't touch a dead body, and I will come under the authority of God. How about that? There it is. That's what we're supposed to do. We'll talk tomorrow about who were other people that took the Nazirite vow. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?